So mates, welcome back to the second World War attack in our current World War against Muslims attack, Muslims United, whatever. First let me train my generals, because otherwise I'm always forgetting about this point. In this war it's my task to take up at enemy number 1 and enemy number 2. Without planes, enemy number 1 was, like you have probably seen, I don't know whether you have watched the German video, enemy number 1 was quite too strong for me. I could take about 4 stars and 89%. If you're interested, we can just take a view or take a look at enemy number 1. Here we have enemy number 1. The struggling part about his base were the fairly high upgraded mortars, such as 3 atomic ones. Also we have 4 tank depots, of which 1 global maxed and 1 atomic. Then we have a global bunker, industrial bunker, and at least very high generals, all at level 40. The walls, like you can see, are global maxed, level 14. I'm not pretty sure. I think level 14, and even one wall at atomic max level 15. So in total, I decided to make a 50% approach at this base due to the fact that we have 3 sniper towers. And I was unaware where the traps are located, so I anticipated some traps here, and here. In the end, traps were over here, and because of the sniper towers and my fear of losing my healing cards, I tried to make again some spread out attack approach, so 50% approach, like I mentioned in my attack guide video, with no rally. And what also drove me to this conclusion, or to this opinion, was the high amount of hit point buildings we have at this site. So there were, there are the vault, 3 mills, 4 markets, oil refinery, and in total I anticipated if all of these buildings have gone, we should have about 30%, and we even had more. We had about 36-38%. So when the first buildings within the walls fall, we already had the 50% quick victory, which made the attack pretty much easier for me. In total, without planes, this was quite not doable. My shooters stuck inside some barbed wire, some high-level barbed wire over here, and then some tank depots over here stayed remaining, just always producing tanks, and my shooters were unable to cover them with fire. So 4 stars. My next aim, or my next enemy, will be enemy number 2 now. Enemy number 2 is global industrial plus base, I think, also a little bit above industrial. Yeah, here we have, and we have a combination out of Colosseum and Angkor Wat. We see no Versailles and also no Acropolis, which makes me pretty happy, because I don't have to care that much about enemy defenders, and also the style of creating this base is not that smart, I think. We have some closed chambers in which it's easy to rally in, and also I can be sure that no traps are located there. At the first intention, I would anticipate traps over here, which would be the most sensible location for traps, but history showed that very often my anticipations, nevertheless, that my anticipations were quite sensible, I think, were completely wrong. Because enemies are very often placing their traps in unanticipable, in locations you cannot anticipate, and which are probably not the most sensible ones. But when I'm rallying right into this chamber, I don't have to care about traps. My sabotage locations would be over here and over here, which are pretty effective, because I think the both highest tank depots I can disable together with the mortar, and probably even with the town center. Then my plan would be to go to the center, through the center of the base, and yeah, hopefully getting 5 stars. So far, no enemy was interested in attacking my base. Hopefully there is one attack incoming, probably from the enemy number 1, which has, as I could see, complete atomic age offense. Yeah, let's see whether the troops are all ready. Oh, 1 tactic is missing. Why is this tactic missing? I don't know. I have trained it yesterday evening, and I'm 100% sure that I trained 6 tactics, and now it's just gone away. I don't know why and how DomiNations is doing this. I'm really getting angry if I'm recognizing, because it's just doing without any message or without any notification for you. You just don't know it, you recognize it if you really need them. So guys, I have to skip. We see us back in 45 minutes. Some little interesting side facts. You see, my library is getting ready and I'm planning to upgrade my factory. Luckily, I got very, very much oil yesterday, because this night I got robbed and completely raped by some industrial guy, atomic guy. So no question, complete atomic offense, even a weapon blessing. A weapon blessing. And so yeah, 5,000 oil he stole from me, and what drove my plans a little bit backwards behind. But nevertheless, I have 8,400 oil in the vault, and so only about 22,000 oil to go. And I'm pretty confident that I can do the factory upgrade when my library is finishing. So finally, we are back, guys. Heading for enemy number 2, checking whether all of my troops are ready. It seems like, oh, also really cool Atomic Age donated troops, perfectly. Then let's get engaged with enemy number 2. So, quite acceptable second attack, I would call it. Due to the build-wise and the state of progress of the enemy, I don't think that this was some kind of unacceptable or unexpectable, that's better to say, unexpectable outcome. Hopefully you enjoyed the attack, guys. We'll see you soon. Domination tips.